What is going on, guys? It is Lily 2SX here, and this is my thoughts on the gameplay update that came out on the same time as the World Cup DLC. As you can see in this video, I'm playing as PSG, and I showed the other guy because this guy is a complete dick, and you'll see why very soon. So let's start off with an improvement that you're going to see almost instantly in this video, and that's the shooting. The moment you take your first shot in this update, you can tell straight away that there's a lot more power behind it. It doesn't feel like it's being held back as much. It feels like it's off the shackles, not totally off the shackles. I won't say it's got total freedom, still needs quite a bit of work done to it, but it's heading in the right direction. And remember this moment here with Thiago Silva, because I'm going to refer back to that later on in this video. But as I was saying about the shooting, it still needs a bit more work done to it to have that unpredictability, that just a little bit more to say that it's totally off the shackles and actually feel natural. It doesn't feel natural 100% of the time. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, so it's a bit hit and miss at times, but it's definitely improved. So now I'll move on to the next area which is improved, which is dribbling. As you see now, it sums it up perfectly. It's a bit more responsive, so you can do nice little dribbles, but when you get into tussling, it just doesn't feel natural. It still slows down play too much, and this was a really daft free kick. I don't understand the referees in the update now, but I'll come back to the referees later on as well. But as I was saying, players from about 10 meters behind you start catching you up if you start tussling with someone else, and that's just really unnatural. It slows down play way too much, and that's my biggest gripe with dribbling in this game. So they're the two things which I think have improved most in the update. But now let's move on to one thing that annoys a lot of people, and I think it's annoyed a lot of people, especially since the update, and that's the referees. First, remember that tackle by Mascherano, and then, you know, he gets a slight clip on my foot. Oh no, oh wait. Before I mention that, actually, look at the radar right now. Look where Pedro is, right in my box. So how on earth the referee hasn't managed to call this offside, I do not know. This is a set of rules given to Konami that, you know, you have to follow in a set of football games, that, you know, the offside rule. How on earth can you mess up a bunch of rules given to you? I understand messing up something like a foul system because in your opinion you think that's a foul, someone else thinks it's not, so that's where opinions clash. But when a rule is given to you and you still get it wrong like that, then you're in serious trouble. I don't know how they don't manage to get that as offside, and you'll see a ridiculous offside given the other way where it looks a lot more onside than, you know, anything like that anyway. It actually looks like the player's onside but he's given offside. So I don't know how Konami have done the offside rule this year. But as I was saying before about the referees, where I said Mascherano's little clip on Ibrahimovic got a free kick, I don't know how that was a free kick, and then just before he scored I took a shot that went straight over, and then PK took Ibrahimovic out, straight out, and, you know, just put him on the floor with a late challenge. And I'm not saying either of them should have been free kicks, but if any of them was going to be free kicks, it would be the second one, because he actually just floored his opponent. And I don't understand why they were giving free kicks, because, you know, the ball had long gone and there was nothing intentional, and that was the offside I was on about earlier. That didn't really look offside to me, especially when you compare it to bloody how he got away with Pedro's. But yeah, as I was saying about the referees, they're just so inconsistent. And I was actually talking about this to someone on Twitter where they said, I'm not frustrated about the free kicks they give, they're more frustrated about the free kicks they don't give. Which I totally understand, because there's so many times in this where you actually look like you're going to break the opponent's leg and you get away with it, or, you know, it happens the other way around. It just sometimes feel like you get away with murder, but then you get pulled up on just blowing your nose. It feels as like, you know, as silly as that, but that's the way it is. That's the way the referees are in this anyway. They're almost, I would say, a complete joke at times. So now I'm going to move on to something which I feel has just gotten worse since the update, and that's the goalkeeping. And look at this, perfect timing, because I was going to talk about this incident. But look at this, I didn't bring my goalkeeper out. He decides to come for the ball, so I thought, okay, you can make that as long as you just, you know, be committed and just make sure you go straight through the player for that ball if you have to. But no, he decides to come out on his own accord and then just sidestep it when Messi touches the ball, so he has a free cross into the box, and then all he had to do was hit the target because my goalkeeper was, you know, just doing what the fuck he wants. I don't know why that happens all the time in this as well. They never seem to do anything in context, not just the goalkeepers, but nearly every player in this never seems to do anything in context. So an example is that when the balls come into them nice and, you know, just nice little bounce, they can get the ball without having to go to ground, and you'll see a moment very soon where that's actually going to happen. And again, you can see there what I'm talking about, they never doing anything in context. This is the moment where I'm saying he doesn't really have to go to ground to get this ball, but for some reason he does. But then yeah, I put a lot of power in this throw, and look at this, what a complete joke. That's over half a power bar, and like I said, he doesn't do anything in context, so he ignores the fact that there's an opposition player there, so he just rolls it to him. Anyone with a brain would know that, you know, just do an overarm throw and you're going to avoid that first player. But as I was also saying, not just the goalkeepers are guilty of that. That moment I was talking about Thiago Silva, where I clicked a button And that's not just about context, that's about ignoring my input as well. Because if I've decided that I want him to go for that ball, whether he's going to actually get it or not is up to me to make that choice. So whether he actually sticks his head out or sticks his foot out, he should do it because I told him to do it. And there's a moment just a few seconds ago where Alex did the same thing. He just ignored my input. I'd rather he actually go for a header or stick his foot out because I told him to, rather than ignore it, because at least I'm expecting something because I pressed something. But no, in this game a lot of things don't happen in context, and that's my biggest gripe as well. The fact that it just seems to be a game being played on its own terms all the time. That's the thing. It's never what you expect to, and you're expecting them to adapt to the situation, but that never happens. And now you're seeing a bunch of clips which, you know, I don't even have to explain that one. How on earth this has gone in, I don't know. This wasn't Spain that I was playing against. It was, I can't remember what team it was. I was Argentina. It was in their group stages. I actually replicated the World Cup as well at the time. But you're going to see some crazy moments from the goal. This one, it started off brilliantly. I took on a player, then the goalkeeper makes a brilliant save. But watch this here. I could not stop laughing my head off when this happened. What on earth is going on here? I don't even know how to explain that. And then that shot there I never actually took because, you know, I actually went for the header. And this is another bad moment for the referees, because look at the bottom left of your screen. Look, the ball's gone in, but the referee has already blown for a free kick. And you'll notice that he's actually only blown for a free kick literally 2 yards before he's headed it. Look, now he's actually blown for a free kick. He doesn't wait for advantage. He decides to just take away the goal, and that's it. So that's what I mean. The referees are so inconsistent. But I'm going to say one last thing before I go, and it's really hard to show you while you're watching videos because it's something that I feel more than you can see. You can obviously see what I'm about to say, but it's just what I expect, and that's the attacking AI. It doesn't feel like it's actually offering that intelligent movement anymore. It was never exactly so intelligent at the start of PES 2014, but now it seems to have got even worse. Like, you go on a little dribble, you hold the ball up for a bit, you'll have 2 or 3 attacking strikers right next to you, and none of them seem to make intelligent movement. A lot of the time they seem to stand still now. Just when you get the ball next time you play, just hold on to it and see what happens. If the guy makes a run and then stops because you didn't feed it in, what does he do? A lot of the time they just stay there, or they'll get themselves back on side and then they'll stay there. So they'll get back on side and not do anything from there, and they seem to just be a waste of a player on the pitch for that attack. So yeah, that's one thing that really annoys me. And if you haven't seen my review, I'll put the link in the description. And at that time I gave it a 6.7 I think, or around 6.5, somewhere around there. If I had to give it another mark out of 10 right now, it'd probably be about 7 out of 10. Slight improvement. It's free on PS Plus right now, PES 2014. I think they want people to give it another chance. So if you've got the time and you want to actually, you know, give it a try and see what it's like, I'd recommend at least giving it a try. It never hurts giving it a try, especially because it's free on PS Plus. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'm back now as well. I had laptop problems and, you know, I couldn't really render my videos. A lot of problems happened to my laptop, so that's why I've been away for a while. But now I'm going to be back on Master League Online. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this or my Master League Online, remember to subscribe. And thanks for watching, guys.